Welcome back, everyone. Time to start a new day. Monday, Easter Monday. Our future videos will have a larger frame so that you can see more clearly. I'm getting great feedback from all of you. A lot of patients are doing these videos, and we're going to make them easier to use over time. So you can always give us your feedback. Let's start by tapping the sides of the head. We're not going to do the full body tapping regimen, but just wake up the sides of the head, the lower belly, the back, and the legs. We sometimes do that to abbreviate this part of it just so we have a little more time for other things. And here, like we've done before, the back of the fists or the palms can rub and chafe the low back. This area will again be a pretty strong focus of what we do today. Our center of gravity, warming it up to stay free of injury and let the other parts of the body work better. We'll learn more what that means later. Patting down the back of the legs, up the front, back to the belly, the sides of the hips, and then the sides of the legs. This is a great exercise if you're really stiff to spend 5 or so minutes just on this. And there are certain methods for doing it slower, more thoroughly. But let's move to the ankles now. We're going to reach through the heel, so balance and press out through the heel and stretch the toes fully down, fully up, large, smooth circle. Don't make the top jerky or the bottom corner faster than the rest. Really try to slow it down, stretching every part of the foot and hip out as you do it. Switch sides, a few directions, a few times each direction. And usually we have on athletic clothes. Today I'm heading to the clinic, so I'm already in my clinic clothes. Ideally, you can have a vocabulary with these movements. Now we're doing our hula hips around the world with the hips, where you can work in 10 or 5 or even 2 minutes with wherever you are. If you're away from home, if you're having to visit someone in their house or at a hospital, or you're trapped somewhere for a while at the DMV, you can spend 1 or 2 minutes doing something to give relief to a part of your body that is griping, needing some help. Now our Phoenix stretch. We've done this several times before. Our weight stays on the back bent leg that is turned out at 45 degrees. Our spine tries to stay straight as we hinge forward from the hips, our arms behind us. The focus here should be on the breathing and the lengthening of the spine, trying to breathe lower in the body. We'll be returning to a theme we've visited about lowering the center of gravity, sinking the intention, softening the lower body, and really activating the lower body. So here we can use the fold at the hips and try to breathe into the belly to lengthen our spine and then stretch down a little further. A lot of the tightness we keep in our upper body draws up our circulation to higher up in the body. Here we're kicking the butt. So the heels go back. We see this a lot in Western sports, but this is also a Qigong movement. Keeping the knee loose and just throwing the heel back. And now we'll spend a couple minutes on our knee circles. You'll see today when we spend more time on these and we really try to aim the chest and head forward, pressing the heels to come up no matter how low you go. It is an excellent leg exercise, protective to the knees, loosening of all those tight tendons around the knees. Our hands are just sort of collecting the knees, keeping them together as one safe unit. Few times one direction, few times the other. Again, we're not bowing the spine too much. We're trying to hinge from the hips. And by lifting the chest, we keep the spine long, keep the head long. All of our movements throughout the day tend to curl our spine down to break the length of our spine, and that will impede everything our spine does. You okay, buddy? Okay. Now we'll bend straight down and straight up a few times, pressing into the heels. Let's go back to our Phoenix stretch now. Same as before, weight on the back leg, breathing in the lower belly, calming the mind. Now grab opposite elbows. A little variation to stretch more of the low back, the sides of the low back and the ribs. Reach that elbow towards the toes. Imagine you're going to reach it all the way out and touch the toes. Back and forth a few times each side. And then we'll switch which leg is forward. Hang with me, y'all are doing good. You know some of these movements by now, so let half of your mind be on the instruction and sort of thinking through what you're doing, but then half of your mind is just sensing and feeling what it's like inside your body, what the different parts of you are doing, how they're moving, if they're tense or loose. And we want to cultivate images are helpful, a really anchored, strong, steady feeling in the legs and a light feeling in the upper body. Now we'll take our feet wide. The front leg is going to bend the knee. Both feet point that direction, so towards that front leg. And we've done this one several times, but we're going to hinge down, side bending at the waist, and then back reaching the arm up. Oh yeah, this is a great one for the stiff morning back. I've been feeling stiff here, so I've been liking this one. Again, even here, there's a lot going on in the upper body, but try to emphasize the lower body. So don't just have the legs in this shape, press down into the ground. Feel how when you do that, it turns on parts of the hips. You can even engage the glute muscles, the butt muscles, so like you're squeezing the ground with your feet, and that will sort of lighten the upper body so it's a little freer to move. Try that on this second side. Same setup, we want to bend that front knee, sit our hips down as much as we comfortably can. The back toes are pointing towards the front foot, so our knees feel very comfortable. And then we bend the elbows, bring the hands up to the head, and just side bend at the waist. Press in the legs to come up. So instead of tensing the neck and shoulders to pull up out of that bend, see if you can squeeze the legs and have them sort of lift you up from that engagement in the legs. You'll feel it. It's sort of like a push pop or something. I don't know what better metaphor to use, but if you activate the legs, it'll sort of want to lift you up, help your upper body feel buoyant. All those people that have so much shoulder and neck tension, it's just so easy to happen in our modern world. Let's circle those hips around again. Hula hips. Feet double hip width, hands on the back. Notice what you're feeling under the hands, the sides of the back, engaging one side than the other, circling around. They feel a bit looser now. You see, we like revisiting these exercises. It's not about the number of reps that we're doing. It's not like calisthenics. We're trying to become more sensitive to the body and relax it. And then here we are, our anchoring exercise. Inhaling, the hands lift while the shoulders stay relaxed. Exhaling, the hands sink. The tail is tucked, so our lower back is relaxing down. Our knees are not locked out. Crown of our head is lifting. But what we want is an internal feeling of movement. The outside of the body is not moving besides the arms, but inside, when the hands go down, something lifts up. And when the hands lift, something feels like it's lowering just a little bit. The hands lift, the feet feel more anchored, the hands lower, the head seems to reach up a little higher. So don't try to figure that out if it doesn't make sense yet. Just keep that image in mind and pay attention inside your body, especially to your upper and lower spine. What do you feel? When you breathe, relax, and do that motion. Excellent. Let's stand for a moment. Even weight on the feet, arms uncurled, fingers uncurled, everything relaxed in the upper body. The lower body relaxed and stable. Breathe. A 10-second breath. Bring the feet together, inhale the hands up. Exhale them down. Revisit these exercises today for a minute if you can, and have a terrific day. We're so glad you're here. Sheriff told me to tell you all that, so keep up the good work, and we'll see you tomorrow.